pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
My bitch a choosing lover, never fuck without a rubber. Never in the sheets like it on top of the cover. Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. Trash like the fuck for $40 in the club. Fucking up the game, bitch, it gets no love. She be cross country, giving all that she got. 1,000 a pop, I'm putting business off the lot. I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time we hit the parking lot, we turn head. Some hoes wanna choose, but them bitches too scary. Your bitch chose me, you ain't a pimp, you a fairy.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
Baby, you been rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The grass is greener on that other side, if you know what I mean. I show you shit you never seen, the 7 wonders of the world. And I can make you the 8th if you wanna be my girl. I say my girl, I don't mean my woman, that ain't my style. Need a real street stalker, walk a green mile. Piling up the paper on the dining room table, cause you able to realize I'm the truth and not a fable. Baby, rockin' Russian sable, keep that chiller on the rack. What I look like with some $1,000 shit up on my back. I'm $1 million man that need $1 billion bitch. Put my pimpin' in your life, watch your daddy get rich. Easy as ABC, simple as 1, 2, 3. Get down with UGK, Pimp CBU with B. Cause what's a hoe with no pimp, and what's a pimp with no hoe? Don't be a lame, you know the game and how it goes. We try to get chose.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. Hope you guys have been having a great Saturday, and I've been having a pretty good one so far. But I wanted to come online and kind of make it a fun night. Yeah, I feel like I didn't have enough. I have enough levity yesterday, and I found a couple of videos. Well, a couple of videos that I saw or noticed that I hadn't showcased to you guys yet. One of them, and the very first one that we're going to take a look at, is courtesy or it was located by Mike, Law Talk with Mike. So shout out to him. And the other one, is a right to travel arrest that Van Balian had showcased, and I think Kick actually uploaded a video on it yesterday. And the third one is a new one from Judge Middleton, as a matter of fact. Judge Middleton has found himself another sovereign citizen that I think he's actually experienced before. And if I recall correctly, I think Mike actually had showcased it earlier today, as a matter of fact. So thank you guys for dropping in. I appreciate it. Hey, please hit that like button while I get everything good to go here. Oh, there we go. And we're gonna start off with this isn't a sovereign citizen one, but it's, from what I heard, it's pretty entertaining nonetheless. So we're gonna go right to it and give it a shot.
All right, Mr. Cowling, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, I'm Judge Lacoste. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
People of the state of Michigan versus Jeremiah James Cowling, 23-7306 FY. Mr. Cowling appears from the Dickinson County Jail. Counsel at first appearance is Nancy Schaub, who is present here in the courtroom. The prosecution does not appear here this afternoon of their own choosing. We're set today for an arraignment and an initial appearance on a felony
I
complaint.
didn't ask not to be in court. I would want to be in court in this situation. You heard that, right? They said I wasn't supposed to be there of their own choosing.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I'm conferring with a police officer currently. They never asked me if I wanted to appear in court, ma'am.
Well, you don't get a choice, Mr. Cowling. You get
Normally, you don't get that choice.
to appear in court. I'm requiring your court appearance And you're not going to interrupt the judge to speak with the jailer. I'm speaking to you
Oh,
right now.
I'm sorry, Judge. Would you answer a question for me then? Did you just say that I chose not to be in the courtroom in person and then are saying that it's not my choice after you said that?
Oh my god. Oh my god. We got a sassy one. This guy's sassy.
I would
No,
like
that's
you to
not
know
what
that
I
you're
said.
fired, ma'am.
What? All right.
You just lost your
You
job.
can't-
What?
Mr.
Oof.
Mr. Cowling, you're not in a
She
position
did
to
too.
fire me.
Stop.
So, Mr. Cowling, in respect to the
won't.
matter, Ms. Schaub, did you go
Until
through
she
anything with
does.
Mr. Cowling? Were you able to do that?
I was able to do so. He was provided with the felony advice of rights form. He started to read it and then he became upset and left the interview room, indicating that he did not want to speak with me.
Is that right, Mr. Cowling? You don't want to talk with the lawyer?
I would like the opportunity to speak to a lawyer if I could, ma'am.
She
I
said
didn't
that
know
she
she-
tried to talk to you and you didn't want to speak with her. Are you willing to speak with her now?
Is that a third eye in his forehead? I mean, I'm trying. I can't tell if that's just a smudge or he just painted a third eye above his forehead.
Right now, I was never told that she could be my lawyer. I was never offered a lawyer. Would I speak with her now? Speak with you, ma'am? What do you
Not
need
me.
from
I'm
ma'am?
not the lawyer. I'm the judge.
I know,
Ms.
I'm-
Schaub would be the lawyer.
I'm sorry, I'm talking to her. I would be willing to speak. I would be willing to answer one question for her, ma'am.
Well, this is not about you having to answer any questions. All she wants to do is be able to inform you of your rights.
Then she may ask me one question.
She doesn't have to ask you any questions. Are you willing to listen to your rights and have a conversation with her?
No, I am not, ma'am.
Oh.
And I made
Why
that very
not?
clear hours ago.
Why not?
Because
Okay, no.
because I told her I didn't want her to be my lawyer after they said she was my lawyer, ma'am. And that's my choice.
So because they pointed her out as being your lawyer, that made you decide you didn't want her as your lawyer?
I could choose to represent myself, can I not?
I mean, yeah, but I'm having serious questions about your capacity to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, let me explain something to you, Mr. Cowling, okay? Today is an initial appearance. The purpose normally of today's hearing would be to make sure you understand what the charges are against you and the maximum penalties. She would not be your lawyer ultimately. It would just be for purposes of today's hearing to inform you of the charges, because you are charged with felonies. And if you qualify for counsel, it'll be one of 3 other attorneys that are on the felony contract, not Ms. Schaub. So there are different lawyers for different purposes. She would just be for purposes of today's arraignment hearing. So the question is, do you want to speak with her today or do you not?
No, I do not.
Okay.
All right. And the reason being, you want to represent yourself? Is that what I'm understanding from you, Mr. Cowling?
No, ma'am. I would like to be represented by a competent lawyer of my own choosing, if possible.
He just say that he wanted to represent himself?
Well, you can hire a lawyer of your own choosing. Do you have funds to do that?
I was never asked if I wanted to hire a lawyer, ma'am. Of course.
Well, I'm
I have no
asking you
help
right
from a
now.
lawyer.
You want to hire a lawyer?
Okay, now he's starting to now I can't tell if he's mentally handicapped or he's a troll. Maybe both.
Or do you want to be considered for Michigan Indigent Defense Commission to assign you a lawyer?
Ma'am, may I ask you if you could help me to find a lawyer if I already had one in mind?
I cannot help you. I'm the judge.
I'm sorry. I am asking you this because I need to know from you, ma'am, because this woman would not tell me about law. I understand what laws are, ma'am. I'm a man in America.
Okay.
So what are you asking, I guess? Just tell me what you're asking.
Do you think Marshall Bruce Mathers III would want to represent the next Eminem in court?
All right. I better strap myself in for this one.
I have no idea, one, who Marshall Mathers is, and two, whether or not he'd want to represent you. So,
The artist
You
formerly
see
known
this
as.
smiling.
Mr. Cowling, this is a very serious matter. You're charged with very, very serious crimes. Do you want to speak with a lawyer today or not?
All right, I would like you to understand that I know what false identities are, and sometimes famous people need them. Marshall Bruce Mathers, Eminem, at one point studied law and passed the bar exam to become a lawyer.
Wait,
If he
what?
still is a lawyer, I want you to get a
Wait, what?
hold of him for me so that I can communicate with him and actually talk to him.
I'm
If you
not
can't
getting
do
a
that,
hold of anybody for you. You can get a hold of whoever you think you can get a hold of. In respect to
okay,
the
well,
matter,
then I don't
Mr.
need a
Cowling,
lawyer, and you guys are fired. I'm
Cawley.
leaving Dickinson County as soon as I can, ma'am. As soon as
you
I
can do
can.
whatever you want. All right,
I
Mr.
can.
Cowling,
Then
I'm
how
going to
come they
read
wouldn't
you
let me
an
leave
advice.
Dickinson County, and how come North Point even had to come in and involved in this?
So, so the most I can look up is one of his tracks is called Bar Exam, but that's the extent of what I've seen.
North Point hasn't been involved in this for a month, ma'am. My case ran out a month ago in February, and
Or is this a play on Eminem spitting bars and therefore spitting bars and that's like a play on words or something?
North Point called the police on me? Are you serious?
Mr. Cowling, I'm going to
sorry
read
for
you
yelling
an
at
advice of rights form. And then I'm going to tell you what your charges are. And then I'm
Thank
going to
you.
ask you one more time if you want a lawyer or you don't want a lawyer. All right?
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry for getting
All
uppity
right.
with you. I did not mean to.
Just listen for a little bit. This is really pretty basic stuff. You are here today because felony charges against you were filed with this court by the prosecuting attorney's office. This hearing is called an arraignment or an initial appearance. You will not be asked to plead guilty or not guilty at this hearing. This hearing is only for the purpose of advising you of the charges against you and the rights that you have before being asked to defend against the charges. You have the right to demand a preliminary examination, at which time the prosecuting attorney must establish that the crime you are charged with was committed and there is probable cause to believe you committed it. You have the right to waive or give up this preliminary examination and voluntarily go to circuit court to enter your plea of guilty or not guilty. You have the right to be represented by an attorney of your choosing if you hire your own attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney and the Michigan Indigent Defense Commission determines you are indigent or without funds, after a review of your financial assets, they will appoint an attorney to represent you at public expense. You have the right to talk to any law enforcement officers. However, anything you say probably will be used against you. You have the right to talk to law enforcement officers by voluntarily giving up your right to remain silent.
Thank you, sir.
We are also going to address bond before your further proceedings. Did you understand all of those rights then, Mr. Cowling?
Yes, I did, ma'am. I promise you.
All right, good. All right, then, in respect to the matter, I'm now going to read you what the felony charges are that the prosecutor has brought against you. Count
Okay.
1, count 2, count 3, all allege the same crime. They allege aggravated possession of child sexually abusive material. That is a Tier 1 offense under the Sex Offender Registration Act.
Mm-hmm.
However, it would be a 2-tier offense if you had a prior conviction for a Tier 1 offense. And it is a Tier 3 offense if you have a prior conviction for a Tier 2 offense. These are felonies. They're all punishable by up to 10 years in prison and or up to a $50,000 fine. Counts
never allow
4,
child-
5, and 6 all allege the same offense, and that is using a computer to commit a crime where that crime maximum imprisonment of 10 years or more, but less than 20 years. That's punishable by up to 10 years in prison and or up to a $10,000 fine. You could be required to reimburse the government for expenses incurred in relation to violation in a manner indicated. A consecutive sentence could be imposed for the underlying conviction. You understand the nature of all 6 of these charges and the maximum penalties, Mr. Cowling?
May I ask you one question, ma'am?
Oh no.
Yes?
Would they have to prove that I have child pornography on something that I would have access to at that time?
Your lawyer can go
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a question for your lawyer, who is not going to be Eminem.
over your rights, but the prosecution has to prove all of the elements of each of the crimes beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, these are
Thank you.
serious
Thank you.
charges. Are you asking to be assigned counsel, Mr. Cowling?
No, thank you. I would not need a lawyer. I would like to represent myself in this case, ma'am.
Oh dear God.
Mr. Cowling, you're facing 10 years in prison, a potential of 20 years in prison plus.
Yes, ma'am, I am aware, but I am aware that I don't have anything that possesses child porn on it. I promise you.
Well, I'm
I
not
would
going
like
to go through
represent
that.
myself.
Stop talking about your case. Mr.
Sorry, my
Cowling,
apologies, ma'am.
at a minimum, I am not going to stand by and allow you not to be represented by counsel. I have some questions. How far have you gone in school?
All right, so now she's going to start the Ferretta hearing questionnaire.
I have some college, ma'am.
And have you ever been determined incompetent?
No, I have not.
Have you ever been in a mental health facility of any sort?
Absolutely, multiple times.
And when is the most recent time?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a few months ago at this point. Long time ago for me. I would have been around August or September, I believe, is when I got out.
And where were you then, Mr. Cowling?
My last stint would have been in Brown County at St. Mary's Hospital, or not St. Mary's. I apologize, ma'am. It was a few months ago at this point. I was in Green Bay the last time that I was incarcerated.
Do you have
It's a
any
few months
ongoing,
ago.
any ongoing medical treatment going on right now, mental health treatment?
No, ma'am. My North Point case ended about a month ago, as far as I know.
Are you prescribed any medications?
Yes, I am.
And like what, for example?
I was prescribed a few different meds, but I ended up stopping them as soon as I was done with North Point, ma'am, which I normally do every time once I realize that North Point can't help me, ma'am.
So like what type of medicine they treat you for what type of conditions, Mr. Cowling?
I was on like 6 or 7 or 8 at this point. I stopped taking them 2 months ago. I wouldn't even bother remembering them, ma'am. I apologize.
Do you take
I
like
apologize.
antipsychotics for any?
Yes, I believe they gave me one. I'm sorry, ma'am. I have a genius level intellect, and
Oh no.
I'm not trying to sound like I'm mad at you or anything. I just want to know if this is relevant in any way to me.
Well, I'm trying to get a handle on who you are a little bit here, Mr. Cowling. You're asking to represent yourself on some very, very complicated law and very, very,
Thank you.
frankly, things that could send you away for a very long time. So I just want to understand a little bit about you and where you're at, Mr. Cowling.
So does my lawyer, apparently, ma'am. So I would like to represent myself, okay?
Well, Mr. Cowling, it's not. I'm going to assign standby counsel at a minimum.
I would say at minimum, because he's actually all over the place. I was just telling this to Danny, like it's strange. He's lucid. He's responsive to questions, right? He's giving responsive answers to questions that's being asked of him. So it's not like he's completely out of his mind. But then he'll say, "I want Eminem as counsel," and then goes kind of off the deep end, and then comes back, and then off the deep end and comes back. It's weird.
Job.
You understand that the standby counsel will
Excuse
have to be
you.
called by the county.
I got mad for the judge there, not at the judge. She just tried to disagree
Shut
with
up
the
and
judge.
listen.
On camera, sir?
Shut up.
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Cowling,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd highly encourage you to ask for a lawyer. Will you not change your mind?
I will not change my mind. I will be representing myself in this case.
Oh no.
I am aware of how big this case is.
I thought you were
I
laughing
do
them
not
off
need
earlier.
anyone's help but my own, just in case.
Have
Yes.
you ever had a Chapter 51, or have you ever been determined incompetent?
Ma'am, I know how court cases work, and I understand that you would have to explain everything to me word by word if I needed you to, if I represented myself in any case, ma'am.
Well, some of your understandings probably aren't quite correct there, Mr. Cowling. I asked you a very specific question. Have you ever had a Chapter 51 in Wisconsin?
I wouldn't even know what that was, ma'am.
Have you ever been, when you went to Brown County?
I can only assume that Chapter 51 in Wisconsin means have you ever been involuntarily institutionalized?
Was it by court order?
I have been there multiple times. I believe I might have been there at one point on court order, yes.
Yeah, 5150 in California, or Baker Act in Florida.
Ms. Schaub, do you have an input on the questions of competency or criminal responsibility here?
I do not, Your Honor.
He refused to speak with you at all, basically?
Basically, he became upset by something I don't know. He was starting to read the advice of rights form. I started to tell him who I was and why I was there. And the corrections officer started to leave the room, and he wanted her to stay in the room. And I indicated that, and then he got up and left, indicating he did not want to speak with me.
I know what law is. I studied it for a little bit. Thank you.
I am
Yes.
going to set this, if you want to represent yourself, Mr. Cowling, at this point, I don't have any information to suggest. Otherwise, the prosecuting attorney doesn't appear here today. I don't know if they have any other information. So, Mr. Cowling, if you change your mind, you can fill out the application. Financially, the Indigent Defense Commission will determine whether or not you qualify for assigned counsel. In the meantime, we'll set a probable cause conference for February 17th at 10:30. Preliminary examination for February 24th at 2 p.m. Did you wish to be heard on bond then, Ms. Schaub?
Since I have not had an opportunity to discuss that matter with Mr. Cowling, I would not be prepared to address that with the court, other than to ask the court to set a reasonable bond in this matter based on the standards the court needs to follow.
In respect to the matter, then, Mr. Cowling is charged, as I stated on the record, with very serious crimes. Concerning the matter, I am finding that to release him on a personal recognizance bond will not adequately ensure public safety. I am going to set the following for conditions of bond. First off, you have to sign a waiver of extradition as a condition of your release. I don't have one here. Make sure that it's noted. One has to be executed by him before he can be released.
I like this judge. I trust her.
In regard to the matter, you are not to possess any type of electronic devices at this time, computer, telephonic. You are not to be on the internet. If you relocate for any reason, you must provide the court with an updated address and phone number within 7 days of any change. And those are the extent. I'm going to set the bond at $50,000, cash surety 10%. In regard to the matter, then, if you change your mind on wanting a lawyer, Fill that paperwork out, tell the jail you've changed your mind, they'll get it over to the court. I hope you change your mind, Mr. Colleen. These are very serious charges. It's up to you. Otherwise, I'll see you back on the 17th at 10:30.
As soon as possible.
We'll give you the dates in writing. We'll give you your bond. Anything else, Mr. Colleen?
Thank you. No, that would be all, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Shaw?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you to the jail.
Oh boy. Well, that was a trip. I knew he was going to call. I think I knew that he was going to call Eminem as counsel. I did not actually know what his charges were. Ugh. All right, so now we're gonna go to the first one, the sovereign citizen video that I had. This one's a classic right to travel, and we're gonna hear what this guy's going to have to say for his arguments. Strolling.
Getting on his motorcycle now.
And did they give him the whole freaking camera footage from start to finish?
Was that the light at Philly Maple? Let us know. Summer Park. I am Sergeant Robinson, Tacoma Park Police. See your license and registration? What's your name and badge number, off? Sergeant Robinson.
Name, badge number.
Listen. My badge number is 8388.
What can I do for you?
Can I see your license and registration, please?
What crime have I committed, officer?
You don't have a tag. Your tag's not readable.
What crime have I committed, officer?
Your license plate's not readable.
First you said I didn't have a license plate. Now you say it's not readable.
What is this? Can I see your license and registration, please?
Oh, is that the private?
What crime have I committed, officer?
A traffic violation.
A traffic violation? Mm-hmm. I'm traveling.
Okay.
Okay. I don't need a license and a registration to travel on my private property.
You do need a license to drive a motorcycle.
I do not need a license or a license plate to travel.
Hey, 50, I'm definitely going to need another one.
So what are we going to do, sir?
I don't know, you tell me.
You tell me. You're the one that stopped me.
I need your license and registration.
Well, that's not what you're going to get. I don't need a license on my own private property.
This is a private property.
Oh, aggressive.
It's a public property.
This motorcycle is a private property, sir.
All our vehicles are private
This
property.
is a public street. The Supreme Court has ruled I'm traveling. I don't have to need it.
You need a license to
I
drive.
do not need a license, sir. Nor do I need plates.
Yeah, I'm still going to need another unit. Maybe two.
So what
Maybe 2 more units.
are we going to do, sir? Is your body cam on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, this individual has stopped me on a public street, riding my private property, telling me I need a license and I need plates on my own private property. Show me the law or the statute, sir. Show me the law and the statute.
I don't know it specifically, but
Okay.
Section 13 in the transportation article is for registration.
For driving, I'm traveling.
Yes.
For commercial use. This is not commercial use.
Commercial activity.
Doesn't matter. You're on a
Oh,
public
it does
street.
matter, sir. It does matter.
Okay.
So
So-
what are we going to do now, sir?
I need your registration and your
not gonna
license.
So what are we going to do now?
All right.
What are we going to do now?
I need your registration and your license.
What are we going to do now?
What about your name and date of birth?
What? You're not getting anything, sir.
Nothing?
Nothing. Zero.
Well, how can I tell who you are?
What are we going to do, sir?
I need
I'm
your
on
license
my
and registration.
Your Honor, I'm on my private property, riding on a
Your Honor.
public street,
Is he already assuming that this is going to be brought forth to the judge?
traveling, and this officer has stopped
Yeah, that looks like a one of those private places.
me.
All right, sir.
Okay.
You're going to be placed under arrest if
Okay.
you're not giving us your license and registration.
Let me put this back in here.
Go for it. Put your hands on your back.
I like it. At least he already knows the drill.
Do you want to give us your name and license? Name and date of birth? Anything? Nope.
This officer followed me out of the station, and now I'm being arrested. For what I'm being arrested for?
Driver without a license?
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Driving without a
You're
license.
also not identifying
I'm not
yourself.
driving, sir. I'm traveling.
Same thing.
I'm traveling.
Hey, biggin.
And I don't have the ID in the state of Maryland.
You do. You have to
What?
give me at least your name and date of
I don't have
birth.
to give you anything.
You have to give me something.
Come on, let's go. I'm ready to go. You're going to learn a valuable lesson, sir.
I will.
Yeah.
Where is this tag through? This DOT exempt.
Ron just looked away from
I
it.
will.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I guess. Do they show a better picture of it later? I assume so.
Where is this
Yeah. Okay, I see that. The whole private thing.
tag through? This DOT exempt. Through a certain state? Nothing? Okay. Can you take it back to the station?
Can I get my keys off of that bike, please?
You can have the keys, but not the key to the bike.
Okay.
I don't even know where you.
Where are your
Where are your keys? Where are your keys?
My keys are my private property, which
Where-
you don't have jurisdiction.
Where are your keys?
Jurisdiction.
Just a moment. You said you wanted to. I got my keys. Okay.
Then take them.
For second welfare,
Just for doing inventory.
Yep. I'll just take them up. I'll take them up.
Where? To CPU?
Yeah, Pope makes a good point. Where is this? This looks like Ohio. I think those were all Ohio plates. But I don't know if Ohio's division or motor vehicles is Department of Transportation. In New Jersey, it's the Motor Vehicle Commission. They handle the driver's license and everything. Oh, Maryland. Okay, so I think Maryland has a Department of Transportation. But yeah, Pope makes a good point that if he was referring to the federal Department of Transportation, like, yeah, the regular passenger cars don't have to register with the feds. You're still subject to the state laws, though.
I'll talk to you later. 850. We have 11015. And can you start a tow?
Oh, you do have DOT and MBA?
Free black motorcycle. I don't have a make for you. I don't really have a tag either. It's Paul Robert 1 Victor 4 times 3. There's no state. Oh, Kawasaki.
Oh, yeah. It says one phone. This US serial number.
Jassa, I didn't see you in Twitch chat.
Yeah. It's not a real tag. And it's going to be on a Kawasaki. And I have a VIN number. John King Adam, Zebra X-ray, 4 Paul, 117, Adam 02 4234.
Thank you, Jassa, for the Prime sub. He's on a 20-month streak of giving me a Twitch Prime sub. Yes, by the way, guys, I doubt any of you are on it, but I am actually simultaneously streaming this on Twitch. So if you have, if you're a Amazon Prime member, you can actually gift a content creator a month of subscription to Twitch, and you know, I'd appreciate it. But thank you very much. Yep, I am also on Twitch.
Oh yeah, he didn't give me a sound X or a license.
Hey, the chief just his camera's off, right?
We didn't get. Honestly, I wish there was more, but that was all the full video. But honestly, it's kind of obvious. I wish there was a little bit more action, but I think my understanding is that this one gets a little bit spicy with Judge Middleton, who is a fan favorite.
And our staff can download it. So I guess I'll have to have you work with them about.
Oh, and Miss Davis is there too, by the way. But she doesn't have her. But she's there in person, so she doesn't have her own camera.
Okay. And then I don't know who the ticket was from the newer one, but I will see if there's digital evidence in that one. Okay.
Yep.
I think we're back. All right, let's turn this record on. This is the time and date set for a last pretrial conference in the matter of People versus Justin Michael Aiken. The file number is 222036 and 37. You're Justin Michael Aiken?
I am Justin Aiken.
All right, and tell me what you said before we turn the record on about reserving all of your rights.
I reserve all my rights per UCC 1-308.
Oh God, no. UCC drink
without prejudice.
Mr. Aiken, you got cited that day for having no insurance and driving with a suspended license. That day was October 18th. You've been here several times and represented yourself, and you've been.
And thank you, Nada, for the Prime sub. I don't know why it's not sending the alert. It should. It should have, but it's not, which is very annoying. But thank you very much, Nada, for the Prime sub.
Respectful. You and I have some fundamental disagreement about how the law works, but nonetheless, you've been respectful. And you indicated at the attorney pretrial that you wish to have the matter set for a trial. So now is the time we decide what we're going to do. Now, the matter can be set for a jury trial in front of me or Judge Pattison. This would be a good case for Judge Pattison. Or it could be set for a bench trial or a jury trial. I'm concerned that you don't have a law degree and you don't know the rules of evidence and procedure, and you could be at a disadvantage in a trial before a jury where you have to make an opening statement, present jury instructions, that sort of thing. If we set it for a bench trial, we could set it probably soon, as soon as March. Jury trial may take longer. I understand clearly you want your day in court. Are you willing to have this matter set for a bench trial in front of a judge, or do you still wish to have it set in front of a jury?
Well, hold on, I'm trying to think about this for a second here. I actually came in here today to plead to this court motion for dismissal with prejudice for failure to state cause of action in which relief can be granted.
Wait, did he mention his motion to dismiss?
Plead to this court motion for dismissal with prejudice for failure to state cause of action in which relief can be granted.
Failure to state cause of action for which relief can be granted. So already, right off the bat, we're back in civil law. He's basically, it's a bastardized version of Rule 12b-6, but that's civil, not criminal.
Okay. Well, the citation, one is a citation, and then it got formed on a formal complaint. But that's the new one.
Oh, obviously, you, me, and everybody else in this community, we all know that this is not Judge Middleton's, first foray into sovereign citizens. We all know that, so he's already well aware of this guy's antics.
The ticket alleges that on or about August 18th of 2022, you were driving with a suspended driver's license. That is a very common offense. It's charged under the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code at 257-9041B. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. They allege that you were driving in the village of Constantine. They also allege under the Motor Vehicle Code that you did not have a valid plate. That's 257-255. And then they charged under the insurance code that you had no valid insurance or security on the vehicle. That's 500-3102. There is a driving record attached, which shows, according to the Michigan Department of Secretary of State, that your driving license was suspended on that day in October of 2022. And the ticket sort of speaks for itself. So there does appear to be sufficient evidence.
Wait, Theo, what is this message? Hit the like button to help Artie get Danny something super special for unattached drifter Christmas. Is that Valentine's Day?
To support this claim, you're all sort of talking about a motion for directed verdict almost, but we aren't there yet. Anyway, your motion to dismiss for lack of statutory authority for relief is denied. So that leaves us still with the case. All right, well, let's hold on to this one for a minute. You got cited again on January 9th. in file 23-40SM with driving without insurance, and once again, driving with a suspended license.
Brenda, what agency issued that? Because I don't have that one.
That is Cameron Wright. Let me look at that.
Oh, it's a DNR.
Yeah, it was a weird DNR citation.
Probably has a paper file in our office. I'll have to get.
Okay.
Yeah, this, even during the hearing, like the hearing for this
Anyway, that was
charge.
set for this morning.
My understanding is that during the hearing, in between the time he got cited and the hearing for that citation, he's since gotten yet another ticket for driving without a license.
You called and we said it makes more sense to just do it all at once. So we set that for today. So it's an arraignment. Let me get it again. Same sorts of charges. It's alleged that on or about January 9th, you were Miller's Mill and Purgatory out in the official boondocks. Again, driving with a suspended license, unregistered vehicle, and no insurance. The exact same charges in the.
So the usual trio. Either driving without a license, or driving without a license, driving on a suspended license, plus no registration, no insurance. I mean, it's the right to travel trio.
You're in the exact same location where you got cited.
Probably coined that.
I'm assuming you wish to plead not guilty to those new charges.
I'm not pleading to anything, Your Honor.
I'll enter a not guilty plea on your
You can't
behalf.
plead for me. You can.
Oh, here we go.
All right, well, one thing I can do is I can set a bond for you on a new misdemeanor charge, doing the exact same thing you were doing this time. The bond could be about $10,000. I told you last time, I did not want you to drive in violation of this. You have some misguided understanding that you're traveling and not driving. So if you're going to keep driving, I'm just going to put you in jail and I'll give you your day in court. But you'll be in custody. I'm very disappointed that you went out and did the exact same thing I told you not to do. I'm entering a plea of not guilty.
Jeez, sounds like a disappointed father.
On your behalf. If you want me to not enter a plea, I can stick you in jail for about 28 days and we can talk about it.
Oh no!
In early March.
Oh no!
I was about to give you a personal recognizance bond on these charges. I told you when I talked to you the last time, if you did this again, I was going to set a bond and put you in jail. But you've always been respectful, if not misguided. But if you do this again, I'm going to set a very high bond. And you're
Come on!
You have some misguided.
Come on, Judge. You already look. A threat doesn't work if it's not carried out. Come on, if you told him the last time, if you do this again, I'm gonna slap a high bond on you. But if you let him off again here, it's gonna weaken the impact. Come on, I hope he changes his mind.
Understanding of what the law is, and think that somehow you have the privilege to drive after the state of Michigan has suspended your license. You also have the misguided understanding that you can drive around with no insurance and no registration. If I got in an accident with you, I sure would want to be in an accident with you as an uninsured driver. Also, without having insurance, you could be personally liable for thousands of dollars worth of damages to somebody.
Yeah, I like how when I tried to argue, in my Telegram groups, I actually tried to argue this with these other right to travel idiots, and they could not process the concept of insurance and the repercussions that can happen if you are in an accident with somebody who doesn't have insurance, because insurance is not it's not for you. It's for the guy you hit. It's for the person you hit. It's for their protection, not yours. But they don't understand that. And I tell them, like, what happens if I end up getting hit by an idiot who doesn't have insurance and they do not have the means to pay me? I'm out. And they could not, refused to process that thing. They couldn't process it. They're like, oh well, you know, I'll have the means to do it. Bull. You know how much it can cost for a simple fender bender? Depending on the car? Yeah, they're morons.
So I'm disappointed. It was a strange ticket by the DNR, and you were out in the middle of nowhere, which is where the DNR goes. January 9th, not sure what kind of season was in season on January 9th. That was 6 o'clock on a Monday night, but you don't live too far away from there.
Actually, he gave me that ticket right on my property.
All right. So you have a license, I mean, you have a right to drive on your own property. Let's say you got a 100-acre farm. You want to drive around on it in a dune buggy. You don't need a driver's license to do that. This was a Chevy S10, and I'm not sure whether it was on the road or where it was, but all right.
Turner, it's for the record, it appears that the only thing suspending Mr. Aiken is an unpaid citation from Coldwater for a no insurance.
Well,
And
I thought they were no longer suspending people for.
So wait, so the Department of Natural Resources in Michigan, they have arrest powers over there?
Unpaid citations.
this one was from let me double check. I think the citation was in early 2022.
3/4 of 22 in Coldwater.
Yes, and then the suspension started in June of 22 through indefinite.
Well, fail to comply with judgment.
They do.
I thought they weren't doing that.
That's my assumption too.
Now that is the January suspension. Let's look at the other one. I don't necessarily agree with it, but there were two types of suspensions. One is called fail to comply with judgment. That's an FCJ notation, fail to comply with judgment. It means you got convicted of something like no operator's license. The judge gave you a $100 fine and you didn't pay the fine. They could suspend your license for that, and it would take a $45 clearance fee to clear it. The other kind is failure to answer citation. That means you got a ticket and you never showed up. Those are called FACs. And for my entire career, you could get your driver's license suspended for not paying a ticket, not showing up on the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And with the criminal justice reform language, they changed much of that, and they were no longer suspending people for unpaid tickets. I happen to disagree with that.
Well, that's
because
lame.
nobody will ever pay their tickets.
Exactly.
But I don't have to agree with it. It's what the law is.
Well, GG, Michigan.
So let's see what I can discern about that one. Now, also Coldwater, I don't know, maybe. And when I talked to you the first time, at one time you had a valid driver's license.
They all do. Almost every single one of these guys, they all at one point had valid driver's license. But then one, two, three, four, five. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyway, at some point, they got onto the freaking internet and listened to some listen to some moronic guru that says, "Oh, by the way, you don't have to get a license anymore. You don't have to have insurance. You don't have to have the registration. You don't need it anymore." And they get sucked into it. And some of these guys, they try it once, realize it doesn't work, and then they learn their lesson, as it were. But then there are guys who, like this guy, who falls in too deep in the rabbit hole, and they'll never get out. They become true believers, and they will stick to their guns forever and ever, no matter how much they have to pay, how much pain they're causing themselves, when it could have been much simpler and much cheaper to just pay the registration and pay for insurance. But no, some of these folks, they'll never learn. Never, ever.
License number, and you must have taken driver's ed and passed the test. And because you seem like a decent guy, it's like, don't do this. You're going to get on the driving suspended merry-go-round and you'll never be able to get off of it.
Exactly. But these guys just, they don't care. They either don't care, or they just assume that the courts are all corrupt and continue with their lives.
But and so if you get one driving suspended, it will suspend your license. If you get two driving suspendeds, it will, then you'll be on the driver license. So at one time, you were willing to get a driver's license and comply with the Michigan law regarding that.
Thank you, Thea, for the $1.99 super sticker.
I'm not sure what changed, but you can't drive around with no insurance, no plates, and a suspended license. Miss Davis's point is you could get your license unsuspended if you went over to Coldwater or to the Secretary of State's office, in which case they would give you some consideration, perhaps an offense that doesn't suspend your license. So you've got this skewed notion about travel, and the Uniform Commercial Code has absolutely nothing to do with the motor vehicle code or criminal statutes. And people cite it to me like it's some sort of authority. It's like they cite certain things they like and ignore things they don't. Anyway, my whole point today is the same point as the last time. You're going to make a big mess out of this, and it really could be fixed. Do you have any willingness to go to Coldwater and clear up that ticket?
Of course he doesn't.
If I had a way to get there, yeah, for sure.
Well, you could call him on the phone and say, hey, how much do I owe? And send him a credit card payment or something. Or you could go to the Secretary of State's office in Sturgis. And
Your Honor, just so that I can maybe explain this to him so that he understands. It looks like on you have a very short driving record. Okay, so there's not like a ton of things on there. There's like speeding and then this thing in March. It looks like you got a citation for just not having a proof of your insurance with you, which is a civil infraction. And judge can probably tell you how much those typically cost. That was issued on March 4th of 22, and it says that it was a default judgment and the conviction date of 3/17 of 22. So it looks like you probably had like a 10 days to answer the citation, and you didn't. Then the next thing is showing for that same exact ticket, so not a new ticket or anything different, that you had a violation, same day violation with the conviction date of 3/28/22. So I don't know if they gave you a certain number of days to pay it, or they were going to suspend you, and where they may have sent that notice to.
Yes, I never got a notice from Coldwater at all.
So then as of 3/28/22, they're saying, hey, you still haven't paid this, but it says that there was a plea on 3/28/22. Did you ever go to court in Coldwater?
No.
So you got your ticket on the roadside, and then you just did nothing with it?
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I willfully did that. It was
No, I'm
more,
not saying you
yeah,
willfully
yeah.
did, but like you didn't go to court for it, you didn't have a
No.
hearing or anything like that? Okay, so it looks like you need to pay whatever the cost is for the civil infraction which is the
In our
lowest
county,
one.
it's $150. I don't know what it is in Coldwater.
So if you were to pay that, then I would offer to reduce these other 2 tickets to what we call 257, 326. It's the one where it doesn't get reported to the Secretary of State. It's generally a fine and cost. There's no points on your license, and you would get your license back and not have to worry about this. And my concern is that I don't know how you got here today. Hopefully you didn't drive here
No,
today.
I didn't. I have
Okay.
somebody,
Good.
my grandmother.
I appreciate that. So if you can get this civil infraction paid off in Coldwater, it will renew, like your license will be fine.
Of course, his mom drove him to his court hearing.
And not be suspended then. And if you plead to what I'm offering, it's not going to get resuspended. It'll be done. So that's what our offer is.
Plus the ancillary issues if you keep driving around with no insurance. Right now, you can't get any insurance because your license is suspended. There used to be 31 ways to get your license suspended. I counted them. I probably missed a few. They've removed a lot of them. For example, if you got caught with marijuana, they suspend your license. If you didn't pay a ticket, they suspend your license. Another one is to kill somebody with a motor vehicle. Another one is to have multiple drunk driving convictions. Another one is to have too many points on your driving record. Multiple driving suspended. Some of those can't be fixed. You can't go to the Secretary of State's office and say, hey, I'm sorry when you killed somebody in a vehicular accident. Yours is like minor. All you gotta do is pay the money and they'll unsuspend it. Some people, they can't fix it. They don't have American citizenship. They can't get a valid license. They've got multiple drunk drivings on their record. They've got a vehicular death. They've got 27 points. I had one guy, his job was fixing bowling alley pin setting machines. He drove all over the state and he had 37 driving suspended charges.
Holy cow.
Because he was driving all over the place to job assignments. Anyway, he couldn't fix it, so he just kept driving and then he ended up going to jail. Anyway, you can fix it. That's why it's like watching some kid who is in May of his senior year in high school and he drops out of school when all he had to do was get through the last few weeks, or having some foolish guy escape from the jail about 2 weeks before he was supposed to get out. So
essentially, honestly, Judge Middleton and Debbie are really bending over backwards trying to get this guy to see reason. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm really buying it here. If he keeps on getting hooked up like this, I don't know what it's going to take for him to learn. But the judge and Ms. Davis are trying.
this isn't as severe maybe as either of those things, but this can be fixed and the prosecutor is willing to make a generous plea offer to keep you from having your driver's license suspended for the rest of your life. Because what'll happen is you'll get suspended, you'll keep driving,
perseverance,
and you'll never get your license back.
There's also cognitive dissonance.
To her credit, she's more worried about that than maybe you are. But so are you willing to do that, to go to find out what you need to do to get unsuspended?
So what kind of plate offer is it again? Is what you were
It would be allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. It's under 257-326. Now, I'm still concerned about this other one. I told you I was going to put you in jail if you drove again, but you're very close to your house. You did the exact same thing. You're driving the same truck with no insurance and no plates. So I don't know if I got through to you or not. And the thing is, you can fix it. Now, even if you get your license back, you still can't drive around with no license plates and no insurance. But you can't get license plates or insurance until you get your license back. So the other thing, this is going to cost some money. You're going to have to pay the cold water ticket. You're going to have to get proper plates, proper insurance. Are you working someplace?
Kind of hard to when I can't, drive to work.
You think? I also like the fact that you use drive. Maybe it's because you're using it in a commercial capacity because you're talking about going to work. But no kidding. That it's hard to get work without the means of. Then why do this? Why put yourself through this?
I haven't been driving since the last incident.
And you live way out in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You live out in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so it isn't like you live somewhere where you could walk to work or ride your bike. So there's a money component to this also.
And Your Honor, please correct me if I'm wrong. It's my understanding that because these other tickets, you have contested them, they're at issue, okay? So they have not entered. If you go pay in Coldwater, you'll have your license back. It may have a reinstatement fee.
Yeah, you're exactly right. If you, let's say you owe $150 and a $50 reinstatement fee, your license will be valid till we deal with these. So you could drive to Middlebury for a trailer factory. You could drive to Stryker. I don't know. You drive anywhere.
So long as you've got insurance.
You've got a plate.
Registered. But I mean, just trying to make the point that I don't want you to feel that it's not worth going and doing that because you have these other two tickets. That's what I'm trying to resolve is if you go pay Coldwater and get your license reinstated, you probably have to pay a reinstatement fee at the Secretary of State. You'll have a valid license. If you've got a vehicle that has a valid plate and insurance on it, whether it's yours or somebody else's, you can drive that all you want. But then we can deal with these two tickets in a way that isn't going to resuspend your license.
Okay.
So that's where I'm headed anyway on my side. Or we can have a trial, but that's like down the road.
Right.
And again, unless you take care of your license in Coldwater and get your reinstatement fee paid, you're still not going to have a license through trial. So I just wanted to try to explain that, I guess.
All right. I am concerned about your ability to try this case on your own without understanding the rules of evidence or procedure in front of a jury. A judge trial will be less of a burden, but are you willing to have me set this for a judge trial like in May? I'd set both cases on the same day and see if you can get your license back in the meantime, or do you want me to set these for a jury trial?
What's it gonna be?
Let me say that. Do you have a mentor or somebody that's helping you with this stuff?
This is all me.
All right, you get it on the internet?
It's all through common law.
Oh God, and he falls right back in.
I know, but where do you
Supreme Law?
Where do you find it?
SupremeCourt.org.gov.
Bull.
All right, well, okay. All right. That's my proposal. I set this for a bench trial in front of Judge Pattison or me in May sometime. That will give you February, March, April to get square away with Coldwater and the Secretary of State. If you can do that, Ms. Davis will make you some sort of plea offer that won't result in your license being suspended. I'm going to give you a fine. I'll give you time to pay it. If not, we can then proceed with a trial on the merits of one or both cases. Is that acceptable to you?
Could you actually go over this and read this real quick?
No,
By any chance?
because it's like reading
Gibberish. It's all gibberish.
something that somebody wrote on the back of a popcorn sack. It doesn't have any lawful authority. It's something you read on the internet. I went to law school. I passed the bar. I got admitted to the bar. I was a prosecutor for
But you're a member of the British Accredited Registry. You're part of the system, Judge. That's the thing. You're part of the cabal.
23 years, and I've been a judge for 20. So I have some knowledge of the law, and I didn't learn it by reading about it on the internet. So the stuff that you're giving me, I've seen it before, dozens of times, and it doesn't have any legal authority or precedent. And so it's like I'm talking Spanish and you're talking Russian. We're not speaking the same language.
Stop it.
But
Get some help.
if you want to have a trial, it's okay with me, but I'm trying to save you from getting on the driving suspended merry-go-round and never getting back off of it. In fact, it'd be easier to just try it. So no, that is, you don't just show up in court and say, here, judge, read this.
Yeah, that's not how that works. In fact, I distinctly remember in law school, he was my criminal. He was my evidence teacher and my criminal law professor, evidence professor and criminal law professor, and he was basically scolding all of us, and he was like, "Do you actually think that you could just walk into a courtroom with a bunch of papers?" And he's like, "Look, judge, this court case says otherwise." And he's like, "That's not how that works. Not how any of this works."
You file it as a pleading. And so that's why I'm concerned about you trying to do this in front of a jury without some more help. But I'll do whatever you want. If you want me to set it for a jury trial, I will. If you want me to set it for a bench trial in May and give you time to get squared away, I'll do that too. You have this feeling that somehow we're trying to get you or screw you or something. And people often feel that way, that, they're coming to court and the prosecutor's going to get them or the judge is going to do something to them. That isn't how it worked. I offered to appoint a lawyer for you and you declined that. Then they could give you this advice. I'm still willing to do that, but every time you told me you did not want an attorney.
Correct.
All right, you still do not want an attorney in the case. You made it clear about that. You do have a right to represent yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, under Article 1, Section 13. I am, yeah.
All right.
Article 1, Section 13 of what? The Michigan Constitution? Because it sure as hell ain't the U.S.
So what would you like me to do? Set this for a jury trial?
Let's do a jury trial, and I will be bringing in peers.
Peers?
For the jury trial as well.
Peers for what? Like peers to come watch the proceeding or somehow be here on your behalf?
Just being here.
Okay, well, you can bring 100 people if you want. It's a public courtroom. They can come and sit. They watch it on YouTube.
Yes, we all watch on YouTube.
All right. Now let's talk about this again. The first case is driving with no insurance. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail. Carries a minimum fine of $200, maximum fine of $500, and it requires that you be fingerprinted.
Ooh.
Driving suspended is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail, and a fine of up to $500. It carries 2 points and it requires that your driver's license be suspended. You have 2 of those.
Yeah. Friggin' Pope. Thank you. Michigan Constitution, Article 1, Section 13. A suitor in any court of the state has the right to prosecute or defend his suit, either in his own proper person or by an attorney.
You have one from January.
So that, again, that sounds like civil law, but I imagine it counts for criminal laws.
9th and one from October 18th. And then you also have a registration plate violation. Because you weren't far from home, I'm gonna make a hollow threat, because I told you if you did this again, I'm gonna set a cash bond. If you do this again, if you drive again and get another citation and come in here and plead not guilty, I'm going to set a cash bond of some substance.
And there was much
$2,500.
Thank you, Mr. Q2, for the $2. Middleton, my favorite judge. Yeah, he's easily among my favorites.
You can fix this problem. And we've tried to explain to you how to do it. And you can still do it. If you go to the Secretary of State and Coldwater and get things paid off and you contact Ms. Davis, she'll still give you some consideration. But you're gonna bring in here about 36 of your fellow citizens. They're gonna take a day off from work. They're gonna get a babysitter for their kids, or they're gonna be up.
Wait, did he say 36?
Up all night after working 3rd shift to hear you try to claim some half-baked theory that you have a right to travel. And they're gonna convict you in about 3 minutes. And then you're gonna be on the driving suspended merry-go-round and you won't be able to get off of it. So I will set up for a jury trial at your request. I'll set both cases on the same day. Deborah, in the first case,
jury pool.
Who are your witnesses?
Your Honor, the witnesses would be Officer Max Kuhn, Chief Dan Thayer, Keeper of Records for the State of Michigan for insurance information.
Also have a certified driving record?
Yes. It's my understanding that the defendant himself has a videotape of the incident, and because the...
Does he? Then where is it? Hold on, where is it? Why have you not posted it on the internets for all of us to see?
Digital evidence from the police officers was purged.
Which is the video? It's like a body camera or something?
Yeah. Well, I have a video as well as when they pulled me over. And Chief there was threatening to break my windows and threatening to arrest me during the stop.
Would you roll your windows down or something?
I cracked them. I was just, because it was a fear.
Of course he did. He probably only cracked them 2 inches. I actually still need to find the origin of that meme. That allegedly you only need to crack your window open by 2 inches or something like that to be some lawful thing. I don't know. I don't know what court case, what situation created that meme, but I imagine that's what's going on here.
Because I was getting ganged up by 2
policy enforcers.
So I was just telling them that, I have the right to travel. I didn't commit no crime. There's no injury. There's no injured victim.
There it is.
What happens if
And now he's going through the motions again.
you hit somebody when you're traveling with no valid insurance and no valid driver's license? It's a 15-year felony to kill someone when you're driving with a suspended driver's license, even if it's not your fault. So I don't want to drive on the roadway with you. You don't have a valid driver's license. You don't have valid license plates. You don't have any insurance because you think you don't need it. Well, everybody else does. And I certainly don't want to encounter you driving around this old Chevy truck with no insurance on it. But I understand that you had to have the right to have a trial and represent yourself. All right. So we have certified driving record. Defendant has video. Do you have any witnesses you wish to call?
Yeah, I have Joseph Hayes, Senior.
Who's that?
Joe Hayes, who lives out on Michigan Ave?
He used to.
Is he in Constantine now?
Yeah, he's back in Constantine now.
Oh, because he couldn't move in. He had to have some time pass, so he's back in Constantine now?
Yep.
All right, anybody else?
The dog that was with me.
Was he there?
He was there after the officer told me to call him and get somebody to tow me out of town, get the vehicle home.
Well, they took a break there.
Yeah.
So I know. Like Daddy just pointed out, like I love the fact that Judge Middleton knows this guy's acquaintance. Oh, does he still live out in somewhere? Oh, he moved to Constantine. and so yeah, that without insurance in New Jersey, that's a tow automatically. So the cops did him a favor by allowing somebody to go pick up his car.
Because when they tow the vehicle, all the time people lose it. They tow it. It goes to the impound yard. You can't get it out unless you have valid insurance. And they end up just losing the car. So both times they let, of course, the other one, they probably just pulled back into your driveway.
Yeah, he pulled right into my whole yard.
All right. And then who else besides Joe Hayes?
There wasn't any more witnesses. That was pretty much it.
All right. And then the other case is just the DNR officer.
Yep.
Mr. Q2 first name. Thank you for the $5. I got that crack the window advice in the 90s as a way to beat a DWI. Can you guess what guy got arrested for after advising me? Oh no.
All right. Now, I can't encourage you anymore. Don't drive anymore. Go to the Secretary of State's office and get your license cleared up. Then you can drive. And then Miss Davis will give you some consideration regarding these, but don't do this again before we get this separate trial. All right. Everything else, Deborah?
I believe that covers everything.
I'm gonna set the new case for jury trial on the same day. And we'll do one or the other, or we'll get them resolved. Do you have anything else, Mr. Aiken, that you want me to know?
He said it was for March.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually file this with the clerk after I get out of here.
All right, yeah,
Showing you.
You can file a pleading or a motion.
Or motion, that's what I meant.
All right. You have 21 days to do that. All right, we'll be in recess. That finishes our day here.
Oh my God.
You'll get a notice. You're still at the Miller's Mill address?
Correct.
All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Honestly, I actually do hate that both Miss Davis and Judge Middleton are just wasting their breath with this guy, clearly. It almost sounded like he was about to, accept or even consider a plea to maybe get himself out of this, but no, he went right back into it. And honestly, I feel like they ought to save their charitability to somebody who's going to accept it. Obviously, this guy's not going to accept any of their patience, any of their good graces. So why bother? All right, that was the last one, but I want to do one more. As far as like upcoming videos, I am still working on it's not obviously not my first uploaded video, but the first of my series that I'm planning on doing. I finished up most of the scripting today. I do need to do the recordings. I really hope that I can get it together and premiere it sometime next week. That's the hope. but I want to go through one more case. But as far as the other live streams are concerned, there's two videos that I want to take, or 3 videos, but 2 of them are on the same subject. But they both involve one is a Supreme Court case. I forget which state. I think it was California, involving that Biggin the Second showcased a while ago that I really wanted to take a look at. It's a Supreme Court oral arguments on the idea that the Attorney General is arguing that that social workers did not know that they were not supposed to lie to a judge in a child custody case. Yeah. I'll actually go into more in depth, but it's as wild as it sounds. The second one involves a child support case, or not just a child support, but another child custody case where the mother just loses her damn mind, and it's a complete mess, and it's like exemplary of a typical family court situation. The only reason I like that, I want to go into that because, when I was a law clerk, I was all into family law, a lot into custody and termination of parental rights, child support. So I think it'd be very interesting to go back to that and take a look at it as well. But this next one, this one is courtesy of Old Squishy Gardner.
Okay, so this is a hearing in the District Court of Rooks County, Kansas. It's State of Kansas versus Jacob Towns. Case numbers 21 TR 127 and 21 CR 27. Would counsel please announce your appearances for the record?
May it please
There's 2 cases in this one. The first one is a probation revocation hearing, and the second one is a child support hearing.
Court, Your Honor, the state appears by Rooks County Attorney Danielle Muir via Zoom.
May it please the court, the defendant in both matters, Jacob Towns, appears via televideo conference and with counsel Alex Herman of Hayes.
And I was looking through, there's a motion to revoke in each file. And it looks like in the 21 TR 127, he had a 6-month sentence. And in 21 CR 27, he had a 12-month sentence after serving 60 days of that. Is that what other counsel had came up with?
That sounds correct.
So he'd have the 60 days served minus whatever time he's had since he's been in jail now.
Yes.
And I set this for a status. The probation officer is out of Harvey County. So I thought we'd see what the status of this case was before we set some kind of hearing.
Your Honor, we're prepared to stipulate 2 violations as contained in the affidavit. Mr. Towns really believes that the issue more before the court is what to do based upon those violations, as opposed to what the violations were themselves and whether or not he committed violations. He committed violations of his probation.
Okay, let me pull those up. So, Mr. Towns, it's alleged that you failed to report law enforcement contact as directed on May 30th, 2022, June 25th, 2022, June 26th, 2022, July 7th, 2022, July 5th, 2022, and August 12th, 2002. You'll stipulate that those are all accurate and true?
Wait, so he made contact with law enforcement 6 times and didn't report it?
Yes, sir.
And that number 2, on July 23rd, 2022, the defendant was arrested and charged by the Newton Police Department for driving while suspended. The defendant was scheduled to appear for first appearance at Newton Court on November 10th at 12:30. I guess that's really, other than saying he had law enforcement contact, but number 3, the defendant failed to report for scheduled probation appointments on August 4th, 2022 and September 12th, 2022. And you'll agree and stipulate that you did that?
Yes, sir.
And number 4, the defendant failed to report being fired from Newell's Truck Plaza on September 2nd, 2022 within 24 hours of termination. You'll agree and stipulate that you failed to do that?
Yes, sir.
Number 5, on September 7th, 2022, the defendant signed a voluntary admission form admitting to the use of morphine 21 pills on or about September 1st, 2022 without a valid prescription. You'll agree and stipulate to count or the number 5 then?
Yes, sir.
On October 4th, 2022, the defendant signed a voluntary admission form admitting the use of alcohol 29 beers on or about October 2nd.
What?
2022. You'll agree and stipulate to that one?
29 beers?
Yes, sir.
Admission form admitting the use of alcohol 29 beers on or about October 2nd, 2022. You'll agree and stipulate to that one?
Yes, sir.
And on number 7, on September 7th, 2022, the defendant verbally admitted to CSO Allison Thalstrup to tampering with his urine analysis by drinking Drano and consuming baking soda.
What the? What?
You'll agree and stipulate 22, the defendant verbally admitted to CSO Allison Thalstrup to tampering with his urine analysis.
Tampering with his urine analysis by drinking Drano and baking soda.
You'll agree and stipulate to number 7?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The court finds with the stipulation that he's violated his probation on these matters. I guess, what's the state's take on or would
Your
you
Honor,
like to hear theirs first?
Either way is fine. Since we were just set for a status today, I didn't have the officer subpoenaed to be here. That's been supervising, but I think it's apparent from the motion to
Do you want to continue this a week and get time to set up a Zoom?
That would be my thought, if Mr. Herman looks like he's agreeing to that, so that we can have the supervision officer on for a recommendation. From my look at it, as with the motion to revoke based off the officer's affidavit, I mean, he's violated nearly every aspect of probation. So without having a chance to talk with them to see if they have any idea of something that they could do, that would somehow make Mr. Town.
I mean, he stipulated to everything. So what else is there for the state to say?
Amenable to probation. I imagine we're going to be requesting full revocation.
Just so we kind of know, Jacob, what time were you arrested and brought back? Do you remember what day?
I was arrested on the 16th at around 2. It was at 2:30 when I got arrested. I came here that prior Monday, and then I had court that very next week. It was like, because it's 24th, and then it was like the 3rd. It was like the 2nd or 3rd that I had court with you the first time, and then this court.
So you've been in jail since the 16th?
Yeah, since the 16th.
Okay. That'll give everybody a figure to go off of so we know where we're looking at. So is there anything else for the record?
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Can you hear me?
So, I mean, wow. I mean, I don't know. A Drano / baking soda mix sounds like something to unalive yourself, not something to get out of a drug test. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but whatever.
Okay, just a second.
All right.
Now we're on the support hearing.
It keeps telling me to do things on my screen. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, no. You're all set. Ma'am, can you hear me? There we go. Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry, I had to click the button.
All right, we'll take up file 2008-8598. Brandy DeVore and Buford Smith, and both are here via Zoom. And Mr. Smith has filed a motion. There were proceedings last year in this matter regarding support, and support enforcement was suspended for 6 months. There was an abatement granted for 6 months with a review in October. And there was a hearing in October on the 13th. Neither party appeared for that hearing. And the abatement
Your
was,
Honor, I didn't get the letter until 4 days late.
Yep, mine was late
too. I got it late. That's
You
why I
got what?
wasn't in court.
The date was in the April order. You certainly didn't get that after October.
Oh. Oh, really?
Wasn't in court.
The date was in the April order. You certainly didn't get that after October. When we were on the record in April.
Yep.
I kept the abatement for 6 months, and I put the new date in that order.
Oh. So you did have notice of your follow-up hearing.
October
I
10th.
never received it. I never received nothing from you, Your Honor.
You didn't get the order in April?
No, no, sir.
So what did you get 4 days after the hearing? The order? The new order?
So, yeah, and it was sent to my brother's, not my PO box. So I did not know.
Well, we talked about it on the record, but anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you were there present at the hearing where he listed the date of the next hearing, you had notice. Even if you never got the order in the mail, you were present when he announced the next date. So you don't have any leeway here.
That order that you got then 4 days after the hearing told you how you could object to that decision. Why didn't you file the objection within 21 days?
They told me to file the motion to go back to court.
You probably missed the objection.
My child support caseworker did.
You probably missed the objection period. You have 21 days to file it though. So if you got it 4 days after the hearing, you would have still had a couple weeks to file an objection.
I filed the paperwork she asked me to, sir.
So you must have missed the objection period.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much.
So you're requesting to continue the abatement of your support?
Doctor took me out of work. Psychiatrist took me out of work. My psychological doctor. This is basically what's wrong with me. Let me read this.
Oh God, here we go.
Difficulties leaving the house, social withdrawal, irritability, hypervigilant, disassociation, difficulty getting out of bed, feeling worthlessness, feeling of failure.
Oh, Squishy Gardner feels like most mornings before my first cup of coffee. You know what? You're right. I have definitely have dissociative order, worthlessness, failure to get out of beds. You know, yeah, relatable.
Depression, mood, insomnia, lack of motivation, visual hallucinations, anxiety, panic attacks, delusions, poor concentration, losing track or time and what he is doing.
Again, that also sounds like somebody suffering through a major hangover.
Headaches, nervousness when in large groups, and needing reminder to engage in activities of daily living. That
also sounds like a child.
It's just mental. So here we go with the physical. I have type 2 diabetes, which gives me diabetic neuropathy.
Okay, that's fine. But I also feel like type 2 diabetics still have some sort of capacity to work with treatment, maybe. I don't know. Again, not a doctor.
The diabetic neuropathy is deteriorating of the nerves in the legs and the feet. I'm starting to getting in my hands and my arms. It's messing with my digestive system and my heart.
Okay.
I am sick, Your Honor.
Okay.
There's no joke here. I'm not playing. And I'm still waiting for my lawyer. Name is Adam Benton. He is from Disability Attorneys of Michigan. I'm waiting for a hearing date to get my Social Security going. They denied me last time because they said of my age. So now I got a lawyer that's doing it until he gets.
If they denied you because of your age, you may have not been going to the right Social Security. Or, I mean, you should be going to SSI.
It's his money when I get my money.
All right, ma'am, what are your thoughts on the request?
And also, that's also true. I don't think you'd be getting disability for type 2 diabetes. Not unless it's some sort of severe version of it. But again, I don't think there is. I don't know. But no, yeah, you're not going to be listed as disabled to the effect of being able to obtain SSI.
I haven't received much. Like, I listened to it earlier, a couple payments in 2021, but my daughter is 16, almost 17, and I think he's 53,000 behind. So what's the excuse for the rest of the year?
Holy hell. 53,000 behind.
From 2019 until 2021, she got half of my unemployment check every 2 weeks. They took it
Are
from
you sure
me.
it went to me? It probably went to all your other children.
Well, that's irrelevant to this case. We're here for you, Brandy, not the other ones.
Well, you better
They
make
did
sure
take
where
my
it's
money.
going, because it didn't come to me.
That's not what we're here for. We're here for to prove that I am sick and I can't work.
You still have back child support that needs to be paid.
I can't pay. I don't have the money. I can't go back to work.
Okay, this guy absolutely has a very, very punchable face. An extremely, extremely punchable face right here.
I can't be on my feet more than 10 minutes. I told you this 2 weeks ago. I can't be on my feet more than 10 minutes.
You can work from home, jackass. Sorry, shouldn't curse, but you can work from home. There are plenty of jobs out there.
Minutes. How do you expect me to go stand for 8 to 10 hours? I could have a heart attack.
A desk job.
I could take my hands off in the machines. Seriously, there's no joke here. I have no reason to lie to you. I've been providing the court to all the proof I need. I'm doing what the court's asked me to do. I'm not lying to you.
I don't know if that's 100% true, sir. I mean, you've told me what the problems are, but you don't have any. You have an expert, your doctor here to testify. I mean, what you're telling me.
He said, this is what my doctor, Dr. Ryan Straight said, and Joe Farley from Life Skills Social Services, you will have to subpoena them to come to court.
I don't subpoena anybody.
He told you to do it.
You would subpoena them to come to court.
Yeah. If you want to get somebody, you got to go through the motions.
How do I subpoena them to court when they're, you will have to.
Right,
he said, this is what my doctor, Dr. Ryan Straight said, and Joe Farley from Life Skills Social Services, you will have to subpoena them to come to court.
Not the court. You got to do it.
I don't subpoena anybody.
He told you to do it.
You would subpoena them to come to court.
How do I subpoena them to court when they're said that you have to?
Because I don't seek out evidence. I listen to evidence and make a decision. If you have evidence that you, well, why don't you stop interrupting for one? If you have evidence you want me to consider, such as your medical condition and how it affects your ability to work, You have the burden of proof when you file a motion. I don't have the burden of proof. I hear the evidence and I make a decision based on the evidence. I don't seek it out. I don't get it here. That's up to the parties to a case who want to
Why
prove.
is all, can I
an
ask you a
issue.
question?
What's that?
Why is all my other child support workers working with me and you and Brandy seem not to want to work with me?
I don't know. Sounds like a personal
I
problem.
am under medical, I'm under medical care of my doctor. I do what my doctor says.
Okay.
If he thinks I'm going to be in harm going to work, I can't go to work, sir.
Okay. And I get that.
Then get a new job. Again, we're in 2023. 3 years post human malware. I know YouTube doesn't like me to say it outright. Post human malware. The work from home revolution has begun in earnest. You could easily find employment working from home these days.
I can't answer.
No excuses.
Why Brandy is opposed to this.
I just said.
I can only tell you that
You
I
want to
make
see all the
decisions
meds I take? This is all the medicine I take every day. You want to see?
until you have an expert tell me that you can't work because of a medical condition. That's not.
You have. So you're
hearsay is
saying
what
my
you're telling me.
doctor? So you're saying the letter from my doctor is no good? You're saying my
can't be-
doctor is a liar? Is that what you're saying? Because you have a letter. I sent it.
That's not what I'm saying at all. It's kind of hard to cross-examine.
Well, that's the way
or
I'm
ask
taking
questions
it.
of a letter.
You got from medical professional, I can't work. You already have a document. You've got documents three times.
Okay, well, you don't understand the law and how it works. I'm telling you, in order
I
to
can't
prove your
work.
case,
There's
you
no
need to have
money
your
coming
doctor-
from me.
You need
I
to have
can't-
your
I
doctor
can't make no
testify.
money.
Yeah, before I find you in contempt here for being obstinate and disruptive in court, I'm going to adjourn this and give you a chance to subpoena your doctor so that you can provide the evidence I need to consider your motion.
How do I subpoena them?
Get a lawyer. Dingus.
I don't know nothing about this, Your Honor. I'm not a lawyer.
They get one.
A subpoena, you have it signed by the judge, and then you serve it on your doctor, and then they'll be ordered to appear. They can appear. Don't interrupt. Just listen. They can appear via Zoom as well, so it doesn't disrupt their day and their schedule with a specific time that they have to appear. You understand?
I don't know. I don't know how to file a subpoena. Where do I get the paperwork? I don't drive.
You can print it out online if you need to.
Don't have a computer.
Huh? I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying not to swear, but this guy and his smug face is just
Well, then you need someone to help you out.
Yeah.
We'll adjourn this until the same
And there was much
time,
rejoicing.
3 o'clock on February 2nd. That'll give you a month to get it done.
So, do I write the
there was much
judge? I thought
rejoicing.
you were the judge.
What's that?
I thought you were the judge.
I'm the referee. I hear the hearings just like the judge does. So what was your question?
Where do I get the paperwork?
Thank you, Paul Bear, for the $2. He can't work, but he can go to prison. Oh, absolutely. And Original Vintage, thank you for the $2 Australian. Is this guy BSBT's dad/cousin? Who knows?
Oh my God, he already said
Maybe.
that.
I told you you can get a
I don't
subpoena.
have a computer.
You can print it out
I
on
don't
the
have a
internet.
way to.
Go to your local library. Remember those days? I remember those days. Back when I didn't have a decent computer and the ability to get things readily, I went to my local library. They had a computer. They had a printer. Go for it. That's what everybody else does when they don't have a computer with the means to do it.
That?
You can call the court here. They'll mail you one, but they'll charge you $1 a page.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We're all set for today.
Holy.
Ridiculous, dude.
Oh, this guy.
Oh my God, how do we get out of this?
Ridiculous. I don't have to prove nothing.
I don't have to prove nothing. Oh my. Oh my goodness! I really hope he gets smacked around. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Ah, I didn't realize. I honestly should have thought it would, but man. Oof. Oh no. Cerebral tackle. Should I actually play this for everybody? This video that you posted.
On November 26th.
Hold on. The title is Monopoly Madness or Monopoly Brawl. Game night goes wrong. Oh no.
In 2022, Tulsa Police Department in Oklahoma responded to an incident where a reported gunshot had been fired near a residence. 2 household members told officers that another household member had fired a gun at them during a game of Monopoly.
All right. So right off the bat, we got folks playing Monopoly for keeps.
Hey, you guys okay?
My baby just moved down here.
Sorry, 4997.
Come on, baby.
So tell me what's going on.
Okay.
No, I don't want to be down here. I want my sister.
So here's the deal. Was someone shot? Was someone shot at? That's the main first. So he's got to, I need you to bring it down so I can understand what's going on, okay? So
Look, all I'm going to say is I'm either the top hat or the race car. Period. And I will fight you for that.
he has a gun.
Yes,
Talk to me.
he has a gun on
Is
him.
he inside the house right now?
I guess so.
So yes, he is in the house.
Yeah.
All right, so bring it down a whole lot so I can give my officers information.
Officer, I'm not that be rude.
All right.
Take medication.
Okay, I still can't. If she's screaming at me, I can't understand anything,
Yes,
right?
sir, yes, sir.
All right, so tell me about the gun.
No,
does he still
she
have
was
it?
down the street.
Yes, I guess he still
I'm
has
walking
it,
back.
sir.
Okay.
I'm walking back. We was trying to leave the home, and all I heard was a shot. He, my baby.
So where is he at?
I guess he's in the house.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this play.
Huh?
What's wrong with your hand there?
I wasn't shot.
What's wrong with your hand?
They just shot, and they
shot at him.
and they just.
Yeah, we got.
And she got.
We're good here. I think we got our suspect here. Maybe got hit on the head with a gun.
I think it was outside when they shot at each other. But look, let me tell you. This is my son.
Right.
He's in a divorce. And so me and him was in there playing dice. Let me see.
You're playing Monopoly?
Yeah, and we
Mama.
yes.
So what happened with the gun? Did they shoot inside the house or something?
No, they didn't. They got
was outside?
outside and shot that.
Slap some cuffs on him. He ain't gonna be walking around here in charge. He's drunk anyway.
Why got that black cuffs on me?
Y'all listen to us. Okay? Cause I said.
Mama. Mama.
Somebody around here's got a gun, so everybody needs to be alert.
Okay, watch out for mom inside.
Hey, we're gonna sit down here. I ain't got no gun on me or nothing, man.
How come your sister saying you had a gun?
Who, my sister? That's not my sister.
Who's she?
That's not my sister.
Who's she? To you?
Is she? To
Huh?
me?
Yeah.
That's not my sister.
Who is she to you?
That's not my sister.
Is she a relative?
Huh?
Is she a relative?
No.
Relative.
No, I'm a relative to my mama.
Clearly, that would make you her son.
Run him.
No, hell no. What
Under
the
arrest for.
f is up? It's a
You
mine.
can just run him on the radio if you would.
No, sit down, man. Sit down. Don't jump up like that. Have a seat.
No.
Have a seat.
Have
a seat.
Okay, okay. The person that lived with my mama.
Is she your mom's daughter?
Yeah.
So that makes her your sister.
No, that don't make it make her a stepdaughter.
Okay, so through
went out
step.
and got
Okay.
I went to go. Her daddy asked me to go take her, take him to get him from Oklahoma City.
What does it have to do with tonight?
But yeah. It was like, wait, what?
All right, so So tonight we're trying to get to the root of what happened.
Thank you, Original Vintage, for the $5 Australian. Go directly to jail. Do not go past go. Do not collect $200.
Okay. Tonight they got kicked out. My mama said she didn't want them to get the hell out, and I came over here, and it's what it is. She got to get the hell. I mean, like, she don't have to get the hell out, but the daddy got to get the hell out.
He's under arrest for
I'm under arrest for what?
PDW and shooting with intent to kill.
BBW?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the shooter?
Says you pointed a gun at her.
I ain't put no gun on her, man.
She putting it on you. Where's it at?
Man, I ain't got no goddamn gun, man. I ain't got no gun, man. I don't got no gun. I don't have no gun, man.
You're under arrest.
Huh?
What are the bullets in the car for then?
They usually go with guns.
Yeah, all man.
Why the f I gotta go down for her, man? That's my little sister.
There she go.
Well, now she's your sister. She wasn't a sister a minute ago.
Where's she at?
Not here. You don't need to sit down and scream.
No, it ain't her. It ain't her that running around the street. It was my dad. Mama!
That's my oldest son. He be the one that's protecting me.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Mama, they trying to take me to jail, mama.
Sit down, man.
Mama! 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 Mama!
I feel like it's either somebody got all the railroads or somebody got Park Place and Boardwalk and wouldn't sell. I'll actually believe that, Gary.
They trying to take me to jail.
Hey, John, go and stand up for me.
Mama, they trying to take me to jail, mama. Mama, I ain't got nothing on me, man. I'm not trying to go to jail, man, because I ain't did shit, man. I try to take care of the little girl, man. What the f I shoot for?
She's putting the case on you, big boy.
Can't be pointing guns at people, man.
Yeah, Timber, go ahead.
A gun at her? What gun did I got? What the hell I do, man? I ain't do shit.
More than likely, probably just That's what we're gonna do.
I ain't do shit, man. I ain't do a motherfucking thing, man. I ain't do shit, man. I try to take care of my mama, man.
So, mom and dad are playing Monopoly.
Okay.
Drunk. Son is playing Monopoly with them. Son is getting somewhat inebriated. And so they're all playing together, right? And I don't know the story of how the fight started, but a fight started. She came down, saw them fighting, tried to break them up. They broke up. She went back to her room upstairs, and then heard fighting again. When she did that, now all three of them are fighting. It was just the son, him, and the stepdad.
Okay.
That is not stepdad because they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
understand what you're saying.
so
Stepdad.
they were fighting the first time. Second time they were fighting, and then the mom stepped in, and then that's when she said, "No, everybody break up." And then she was the one that said, "Go outside if you're gonna fight." And so she went outside first, was here, went down the street. She says she got to the intersection when she looked back and saw her dad coming after her. Because I'm assuming she probably freaked out. Was like, "Oh my God, I'm leaving," right? That sort of thing. Dad follows her down here. Dad gets to the middle of the intersection when she looks back at Dad because he's trying to stop her. Next thing you know, they both look back and see John with a gun pointing at him and shooting. And he was on the driver's side of this white truck shooting down this way at the intersection.
Semi-auto revolver.
They don't know that. They can't. She couldn't see it. She was not very helpful with that. She said, "I don't know."
I got blood on my.
Do you understand what this is?
Man, look, man.
All this is.
Do you know what protecting yourself is?
Okay. And if that's what you want to tell me, that I'm happy to listen.
Man, what
but until I'm not saying that.
Okay, so now, so a Monopoly game turned into a damn fight out in the street. and allegedly this guy shot at his stepdad. Oh man! So now the cop is trying to read him his Miranda rights.
That you are under arrest. I just want to hear your side of the story.
No, because every time I tell my side of my story,
Yeah.
y'all catch me under arrest. She hit me
Listen,
upside
man.
the head.
I'm trying to be honest with you right now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Stepdad and
You
sister.
going to jail tonight?
No.
That-
What the f? I'm going to
Okay,
jail for
you-
what?
You need to listen to me.
No, man. What
You're
the?
not listening. Okay. That's a done deal. That's happening. Okay.
For what?
For shooting the gun.
For protecting myself?
Okay. Is that what?
Okay. Well, if what the mom said or what the witnesses said to the cop was true, and the cop described to his officers was also true and also accurate, that's not self-defense.
What happened?
The daddy
Okay.
hit me
This is
in the
what you-
head.
John, listen to me for a minute.
No, man. I need to go home, man.
Okay, but you need
I
to
try
understand
protecting my
something.
mama. Man, I
need
try
to
to protect
understand
my
something.
mama, man. He hit my mama, man. And I'm bleeding and shit. Y'all just sitting here and doing. We the one who said call the police, man.
Okay.
Y'all, we the one who said call the police, man. And she hit me inside the head, and I don't even know why.
Sure.
What I did, try to protect myself, but I got caught in my face. I'm bleeding. Okay, so that's a case right there.
Yeah.
So that's a case, and I'm gonna show the police that shit right there. And I didn't do nothing. Mama said I ain't do nothing, and I shot the floor.
The suspect
So now he admits that he did shoot the gun, but at the ground. Oh my god! But now he's saying that the shots were fired inside the house and not outside.
admitted to the officers that he had fired his gun toward the ground.
Well, if he said the floor, but it could be that he was shooting the ground. Again, this guy's probably drunk, so he probably meant the ground and not the floor. But that's not helping your case. If you discharge your weapon in a residential area, that's a charge in and of itself. Cerebral Tackle, thank you for the $5. This is legit. My wife is from Oklahoma, and they are not good at board games. They get really upset when they lose.
I'm thinking he probably put this gun in here somewhere is what I'm thinking. Do y'all think? What do you think? When he come back in after he shot?
He shot it.
You think? Well, I know.
I'll f him up if he shot it.
Yeah, I would.
Mama, I will F him up if he shot it.
Pop, and I went down the street.
He shot at him.
No, he shoot at me.
He shot.
I would have popped. I don't know
Well,
what it
you
was.
know what it was. You and I both know what it was. He's popping off around.
Oh, wait a minute, Sergeant. Let me ask you. Let me talk to you.
Huh?
What the f happened down the street?
He
'Cause I came in the house.
He chased Stanley and down the street with a gun in his hand.
'Cause this he done did some shit over here too. You know.
So that's what the issue is that
I gotta say, I'm actually surprised that the inside of the house is not blurred. Usually most body cam footage of the inside of a residence is blurred out for privacy reasons. So I'm actually surprised it's not redacted.
I'm afraid he's gonna come back and kill somebody.
Oh no, he ain't finna kill nobody. He ain't never killed. I still trust him in the house. No, he got his own house. I still trust him in the house. Y'all
He just admitted to
Huh?
show Greta Miranda, and he admitted that he shot the gun in the ground, and then he came back inside.
So the gun's in
here, and that's
Take him
why
home, so.
and she's saying, I have no idea what
Take
it
him
is.
home.
But
Huh?
she's saying that he was only in the living room, and we flipped the living room. It's not in here. So
Sergeant, you
under
wanna
Miranda,
search everywhere in here?
he's admitted to going. I'll talk to him. Under Miranda, he admitted that after father-in-law hit him in the face,
he went and got his gun, followed him out there, followed him down the street as they were walking.
And there was much
claimed that
rejoicing.
He fired the gun into the street to scare him off. But he still won't tell us where it is. He says that he came back here and put it up. He's not saying where he put it up. He did say it was a little 380, but that's as much as he's given us.
We got your mother in there held hostage because you won't tell us where the damn gun is.
We're trying to leave her house.
We're gonna
but
do
you
a
won't
search
tell me where
warrant
the
on,
gun
tear
is.
the house up, break the walls, because you won't tell us.
Sorry,
Where's it
I
at?
ain't gonna do that to me, man.
Where's it at?
At Walmart.
No, you tell me where the gun is.
At Walmart.
No, it ain't.
That's it.
How'd it get there?
We went to Walmart, 71st and
Walmart.
You take his ass to jail.
No, I'm just with Sarge now.
No, I'm playing. God damn it, stop.
No,
stop.
Listen, you have one chance to tell me.
We'll
where
do a
that gun
search
is right
warrant. We'll break the damn walls in and tear the house up.
Look at me, John.
No, don't
John,
do that, Sarge.
look at me,
Why
look at me.
you fucking so
Tell me
mean
where the
towards
gun
me?
is then.
Why you so mean
Tell me
towards
where the gun is.
Why you so mean?
Sergeant, why
Because
you
I'm
so
tired of your bullshit. Okay?
All right, we're about
That's
to leave.
perfect.
You better tell me, John.
Take his ass to booking. We'll tear the house up. We'll do a search warrant.
No, leave. You can't talk.
Burns, Detective Division, go now.
He just goddamn stupid.
Everybody makes bad choices once in a while.
No, that is not no bad choice. That is not no goddamn bad choice. John is stupid. I told him. The God gonna get you in goddamn trouble.
Yeah.
Even when you were over there with your wife. No, your ass is saying mother.
Oh my, she's going off. She's going off on him.
And I hate that.
There it is.
I do. I hate that.
Hey, what?
Why did you get out the car and go start running with your daughter when
Get
you
out the
got
car.
it mad?
No, I saw her walking down that way, son.
No, you got it mad.
I got it mad.
You know you did.
We just got them tussling, son.
Touching on each other.
I said,
And that's what they do. They touch on each other.
hey, yo.
Wait, what?
You don't eat me. Touching. Don't no man want you touching on
Touching you
you.
and looking at each other. Y'all touching on each other and looking at each other.
We play. You feel me?
That is not no playing.
We play.
Touching and looking, that's gay stuff.
What? What?
I'm not gay.
Terrell will tell you, you and John, no. No. Because John is my son, you my man.
Are they suggesting that the son was hitting on mom's boyfriend?
And every time we get in the car, y'all look at each other and y'all touch on each other. And I tell you this stuff.
Now he be touching me, son.
And you touch him too.
I'm 50-something years old. I look like touching a man or something.
Age ain't nothing but a number. They touch on each other.
What is happening?
On each other, and they look at each other, and then John gets so mad when he don't pay no attention to it, and he pull the gun out on you. You know what happened. Yeah, you know what happened.
I don't care what that nigga do about me.
Yeah. Every time we get together.
What do you say? That's what I'm claiming to be his stepfather. I want to be your goddamn stepfather.
No, you don't want you to be his stepfather. He wants you to be his man.
Oh!
No.
That's all y'all do.
He is man.
Terrell can tell you. Won't y'all just go on and get a room together? Because this is all they do. They touch, they love, you know, and they roll down the road and I be like,
what they call that? Sword fight. Clean. I don't rock like that.
That's what they do. That's what they want to do. And you know that's a lie.
I don't rock like that.
You know that's a lie.
I don't rock like that.
You know that's a lie. You know that's a lie. He know it is. He know that it is. That's all him and John do.
Hey, we joke around. We joke around.
I don't know what to tell you, Miss Sandra.
Oh my God!
All I can tell you is it's 2022 and I'm not allowed to.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yo. Every time we get in the car, that's all they do. Every time we get in the car, that's all they do. John tell him to leave me at home. Other than that, there's a fight. And there's an argument. And John started drinking. Leave. Mama, stay at the house. No, I don't mean to holler. And yeah, and your ear. But this is what my son say, John. Leave mama at the house. Stand and let's go road. No, we're gonna get into it. No, we're gonna get into it, G. I know there's something.
Imagine being this guy, this cop right here. Third shift. Probably third shift just started. Probably like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And this is like the first of his like second or third call. And he's got to deal with it.
Going on between
Could be.
I know it is. In the closet. In the closet. In the closet. Anybody no goddamn closet? They
Oh no.
look at each other when they roll. Yeah, you know it is. He know it is. He know it is. He know that it is. They are in the closet doing things. John wife done left him, standing on, be with me. And when John say, stay at the house, stand there and make me stay at the house. You just stay at the house, but you ain't about nothing. You know, that's what it boils down to. To tell you the truth, they got a thing going on. I come down there. Bro. You standing on your head. I don't love him.
What? Stop! Stop! You're you just said, well, I don't love him. Stop!
I can't be your stepdad. I can't be your partner. I can't be your friend. Because you gotta be my lover. You cannot be my stepdaddy. You can't be my friend. Our partner. Whoa, you his lover. Lover.
And there was much rejoicing.
Always.
The camera's on. Yo, it look good.
It's got all of this.
There's just so much going on right now. Thank you, Original Vintage, for the $2 Australian.
Prime time right here.
We say home, bro. Lifetime.
Prime time.
Oh, prime time.
I mean, this could be a lifetime drama if we're being real.
Saturday, we'll come down there. Me and my mother come down there and pay him out. And Stanley. Because Stanley gonna be the one to go in there and pay him out. Women ain't got nothing nobody else knows. I can't be sexy.
Ooh, buddy.
A real live one tonight.
I mean, you telling. Yeah, I was gonna. Danny's like, they could leave, but they don't want to. That's what I'm thinking too. Is like, I feel like at this point they have more than enough information to close up shop, but they're just chilling and listening to Mama just go off and just, you know what? I don't blame him at this point, because I imagine they probably don't get calls like this that are this wild and entertaining.
Him and John got it going now. What time the shift started? What time the shift
started?
Yeah.
1:45.
Oh, what? Oh, shit, this fresh. No, what time your husband get out? What time your husband get out?
What?
What time is he gonna get out, baby? Oh, shit.
I couldn't tell you. I can tell you that he's not even there yet, so.
He's still talking with detectives.
They just want the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, also they want the gun. The gun is nowhere to be found. What the gun is? Damn gun.
John's the only one who knows where it is.
Maybe he'll tell him.
Spend me that, baby.
In fairness, if they don't have the gun, I feel like it'd be pretty difficult for the charges to stick. If they don't actually find the gun, that's why they're pressing really hard to get him to give up the gun's location.
Look at those boxes right there.
I've already looked at them 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 different
Where the
ways?
hell is the guns at?
That is a great question.
That is a great question.
Where it?
It's on.
They're gonna step out for me.
What they do? They find a gun?
Here, step out for me.
Yeah, I'm standing up. Yeah. Man, come on, man. I gotta kick my shit over, man.
So you can put your foot in it.
Man, no, man. Don't even do that, man.
Man, face that way for me.
Face that way.
Here.
Drogosaurus, thank you for the 5,000 Canadian. So where is the gun? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. We might find out. We might not. Let's just continue watching.
Put these back up in the bag.
That treat me like I'm a real motherfucker. I got blood on me.
I'm not treating you like a thug.
Man, I'm trying to see that.
I got lawyers and shit. Look on top of your head.
You don't walk me in Quick Trip with the gloves on me? Yo! Man, is any one of them bleeding? Yes, sir.
Put your hands behind your back for him.
Man, come on, man. Is any one of them bleeding?
We're putting the cuffs behind your back because you're not supposed to have them in the front.
But I gotta walk in the.
You have to walk. No, we're stopping at Quick Trip because your hands are in the front.
Man, I ain't got no cigarette money. Y'all took all my money from me.
I'm not gonna buy you a cigarette.
We're not gonna buy you a pack of cigs while we're at Quick Trip, dude.
Right here. What?
Stop poking on my goddamn ass, man. You goddamn ass.
Stop moving.
Yeah, stop poking on my goddamn ass. Hurt it. Ah, you some of.
Stop moving.
Stop moving around for him.
Some bitch, man. Stop.
Hey,
Stop.
look at me. The gun's not on you, is it?
Check.
He is.
It's on me.
I'm asking you, is it?
And there was much rejoicing.
Mr. Q, thank you for the $2 and thank you for your continued super chats, man. Do stepdads stepson? I don't know. I don't want to know. Thank you very much, Mr. Q. And thank you for Snickety for the 7-month membership. Spoiler guns, just a piece from the game. Oh, that's right. Wasn't there a controversy? Oh, that's right. Wasn't a gun one of the pieces and then they got rid of it because they got all sensitive about it? I forgot about that.
I'm asking.
That's man right here. Stop, man. I didn't know you was like that, bro.
Not like nothing. Search you do.
Oh, it's a cannon. That's right.
That, man, don't you do that, bro.
Spread your legs.
Don't do
Spread
that.
your
Don't you
legs.
do that, man. Don't you do that. Man, look, bro, you know I ain't got that shit on me, man. You ain't riding for this goddamn long. Bro, come on now.
We're just making sure. You not want to tell anyone where the gun's at.
Man, I'm gonna tell somebody, but it ain't gonna be you.
Hey, listen. Typically, when people don't tell where the gun is, it's either on them, or they want it. They don't want it to be found.
Yo, it's just a detective, bro.
I mean, this is easily Terry v. Ohio. This is search incident to a lawful arrest. They can search him, especially when it's a dangerous weapon that they're looking for. Number one. Number two, he's getting all antsy because they're checking his prison wallet. Well, I remember a video that I watched from Donut Operator where a guy was chased, caught by police, and put into the back of the car, but they only did like a cursory pat down of his person, and he was actually hiding a firearm in between his bits, and ended up actually shooting an officer point blank in the face. The officer survived, thank God. But that's why officers are gonna be a little, making sure that there's nothing there. So I don't blame the officers for getting a little handsy in that situation, because I saw that happen.
That's not detective. We're going to detective vision, but your hands were in the front. You weren't telling us where the gun is, so we're gonna double check.
No, I took. Look.
You didn't tell me, John.
No. You so stupid with my damn nuts, man. Go on, man. You did this check, nigga.
You didn't tell me where it was, so that's why we're stopping.
Man, I take anybody else in the house?
We checked them all. They didn't have it. We searched everybody. Nobody has it on them.
I will talk to you.
I know you will, but you wouldn't tell me where the damn gun is.
I will talk to you, man. Tell this motherfucker to leave me the alone.
He has to finish his search.
Give me a goddamn cigarette, man. Tell this motherfucker to leave me alone, man. Hey, bro, you broke my chain.
Dude, no one broke your chain. It fell out somewhere.
Fell out of your pocket.
Put it in my pocket back. Get my pocket in.
Where's the other?
Man, put that shit in my pocket, man.
Stop.
Put it in my pocket, man.
There's the rest of your stuff, and we're gonna put it the rest of your stuff. Okay.
No, I want that blood in my hand.
Okay, you can have it in your hand.
I want it in my hand.
Alright, I see.
Look, put it in back. Well,
don't put it back.
There it is.
Just put it in my pocket. We find it out. But I'm gonna talk to you and not nobody else.
Okay.
Cool, right?
All right. Sounds good. We're gonna go down to Tech Division. They want to talk to you anyways.
Get your hands
But I'll be
off
there.
me, man. Get your hands
Go ahead.
off me.
Step in the
Get my
car then.
cigarette. Sure.
Just step in for me, please.
I want my cigarette.
When we get there, you have to talk to the detective first. You didn't tell me where the gun is. That was the whole cigarette thing. If you were telling me where the gun is, come on. You would have told me where the gun is. I would have given you a cigarette.
No, I want to talk to you.
That's fine.
Okay, settle down, bro.
But now you gotta get in the car. Hey, now you gotta get in
Okay, settle down, bruh.
the car. Now you gotta get in the car because you didn't tell me.
Yeah, man, come on, man. You ain't strong like that.
Come on,
man.
Get in the car, man. Let's go. Come on. We're gonna talk to the detective, and then if you want to talk about that,
Get my necklace in. Get my
that's right
necklace.
here. It's gonna go with your property, okay?
Shit, you think he's strong, man.
Please think I'm strong.
I can put my seatbelt on my own goddamn self. I'm a grown ass man.
Hey, John, lean back, please.
Why the fuck you acting like this, man? You ain't acting like
this. I'm trying to put your seatbelt on.
Man, you told me what I was gonna do, man.
All right, John, we're gonna go talk to detectives.
You better go and tame your girl.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, back at the house.
You better go in there and tame her.
Miss Sandra?
You better go in there goddamn tame her.
Miss Sandra.
You know what? That's what I am. I'm Miss Sandra.
Can I talk
I
to
let
you?
them come in here.
Miss Sandra.
And I know what's going on.
Miss Sandra.
And I know what she did.
Miss Sandra.
He know what the she
Okay,
did.
and that's fine.
You know.
But you're not making the situation.
She took a paper bag today and put it to his neck.
A paper bag?
And put it to John's neck and said, hey, I'm finna kill you. We'll take all your goddamn money.
What?
Okay.
And he like, oh no, she don't do nothing. You ain't been with her for 10 years.
You don't need. No.
Oh, you said what?
Oh no. Oh no.
You said what? You called me what?
Sandra, relax.
No, you called me what?
Sandra.
No, you called me what?
Mama, no.
Little girl, little dog ass girl. You and your daddy.
Listen.
Get the away from my house. Like me and
Miss Sandra.
John told
Miss
them
Sandra.
before.
Look at me.
They disrespected us before.
They did.
The suspect was transported to jail to begin booking and processing.
What's up?
Assault with a deadly weapon.
They said I didn't confess. I didn't confess to that.
Assault with a deadly weapon.
I didn't confess to that, bro.
Well, are you that?
Yeah, here's his problem. If he admitted after being Mirandized that he shot to the ground, even if so, it wouldn't be murder, but that could be assault with a deadly weapon, because firing your gun, even if at the ground or the ground towards somebody, but at the ground, that's still enough that can be enough to qualify for assault. The problem still is they need the murder weapon, or not the murder weapon. They need the gun, because without the gun, it's still going to be a pretty tough for the prosecutor.
Okay.
Go sit down.
We find a weapon.
Go sit down.
You got the weapon?
John, sit down.
Yeah. I give my cigarette.
John, where's your earring at? Where's your earring?
My earring.
Yeah.
Lost on the ground.
Lost on the ground? Not in your pocket, that's it.
That's my blood. That's my blood napkins,
Hey,
man.
I ain't worried about that.
You gonna touch him, you nasty motherfucker. Nasty, man. Ugh. Get my blood rags, bro. I don't put that on that man like that.
Here, have a seat.
You can't have that in your hand, John.
Man, come on, man. That's my goddamn shit. Man, I'm do that shit, man. Yeah, pick up my blood shit. Pick up my blood shit, bro. Come on now. No, I'm gonna show you.
I know, right, Robert?
Evidence, man.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. Chill out.
John.
Yes, sir.
Paperwork. Oh, that paperwork that we're now seeing. If my brother's watching, he's getting the sweats from seeing the paperwork now.
Sit down.
We can't be partners out the outside, bro. I'll be outside.
Sit down, please.
I'll be outside.
I just don't want you hovering over me. Thank you.
I don't want you hovering over me, but you hover over me, right?
I'm not hovering over you. I'm asking you to sit down there where there's a huge bench, a lot of room, right? I'm not sitting over top of you doing my paperwork, right?
You hover over me, right?
Am I doing it right now? No.
You ain't doing it right now, but it's your job to do it.
Are you Native American?
Yeah,
said
I'm Native
you
American,
weren't.
yeah.
What Native American are you?
Killer cop, Native.
Did he just fucking? I almost. Sorry. Did he just say kill a cop, nation or something like that?
Man, you kick my Native.
Am I doing it right now? No.
You ain't doing it right now, but it's your job to do it.
Are you Native American?
Yeah,
said
Native
you weren't.
American, yeah.
What Native American are you?
Killer cop, Native. Man, you kick my bags like that again, like you don't somebody get their ass whooped and then go to jail for it.
Why are you so upset?
Bro.
Huh?
Why you supposed to become a police officer?
I don't know. Why are you in jail?
Why the am in jail? They ain't got nothing on me.
John, have you been in the ER in the last 3 days?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Taking any prosthetic?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you wear contacts?
Yeah, brown.
Okay. Do you feel suicidal?
I'm hanging around your ass, I do.
I'm alright, yes. You're
No,
going
you better
to a
not
tight
stop
room.
that. You better not do that shit. No, man, I don't feel suicidal. No.
Alright.
Stop, man. Stop playing. Why you playing so much, man?
Are you currently pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just with you,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. Shorty, man. Hey, Shorty, man. Stop playing.
The suspect was charged with assault with a deadly weapon. At this time, the suspect's case is still undergoing court proceedings.
All right. I will say, I will admit that that was actually entertaining. So shout out to you, Cerebral, for the suggestion. Yeah, that one was actually pretty wild and crazy. Oh, this is the video I was talking about. Oh, wait, you guys can't even see it. Hold on. It's this video right here. Drama Queen Custody. That's the one we're gonna watch later this week. There's 2 videos on that. But you know what? I'm gonna call it here. Thank you, Trish Duran, for the $5. Much appreciated. But I want to thank all of you guys for your super chats and your support as always. But we're gonna call it here. I'm glad to have you guys hanging out with me for Saturday evening. I always I sincerely appreciate it. I really do. But thank you guys again. Arrest of Florida woman blocking customers at checkout. Should. But thank you guys again. Have a good night. And I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll see you. I probably will not be streaming tomorrow, but I'll be on Monday, usual time. But thank you guys again. Adios. You know what? Maybe we'll watch this Walmart Florida woman next time. I'll keep it saved for later. All right. Take care, guys. See ya.